understand what I'm saying to you? You can't tell him I said this. In other words, if he knew who the messenger was, he would have been just like me. He'd have been with me. He didn't know who he was. In fact, he didn't believe he was who he said he was. He came and told me he didn't believe it. When I asked him, why did you turn back and follow Wallace? He said, because I didn't believe that Elijah Muhammad was who he said he was. You know, Elijah Muhammad said, those who believe that recognize me as who I say I am are lucky ones. You should see the hereafter. Well, who did you believe he was? Mr. Farrakhan. I believe he was a man inspired, but not no divine messenger of God. I don't believe that was no God Almighty he talked to. You think over this now. When I asked him, well, when did you come to that disbelief? Was it while the messenger was still here with us? When you was his national spokesman, or was it after he left? He dropped his head and said, I'm sorry to say, it was while he was still with us. You mean to tell me you was going around getting on the radio and going out and making all these public speeches talking about argument and you didn't believe not one word what you were saying? I'm afraid to say yes, that's what I did. That's hypocrisy in its supreme form. So that's how he was able to go follow Wallace for 3.5 years. And what excuse did he give? I went to sleep. You mean to tell me you went to sleep like Rip Van Winkle? Rip Van Winkle went to sleep for 20 years. When he woke up, he didn't know what was going on. I figured he'd go to sleep for 3 years. When he woke up, you wouldn't know what was going on. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? And our people, you've been asleep for 430 years. That's why you don't know nothing that's going on in the world. Is that clear? So I went to sleep. Then 3 years later, now he's going to come back and going to be better than doing so. This is the end of everything. This is the end of all foolishness. You must be aware. Don't get deceived in these last days by no one. Wallace himself, in other words, I didn't follow no Wallace. Think over this. I let him know I'm not following you. In other words, I'm too much of your fathers in me for me to end up following you and you deviating. Go ask Wallace. Say, you got all the ministers. Ask him. Go letter to him. Say, was you ever able to get Mr. Hamza in Cleveland? You can go back to him also and why you write the letter. He said, he would challenge you to an open debate. I said, the whole world. Prove who Elijah Muhammad is. And challenge you that you cannot prove that this mystery God, this mystery Allah that you're talking about, that he don't exist. Think about this. Praying to and serving some old spook God. And the only reality that the white man gives you of God is this man, Jesus Christ. A picture of a white man. A devil over in Italy pours for the picture, and he gives you that picture of this devil and says that's Jesus Christ. And you got that picture of some old devil on your mantelpiece, and all up and look at, oh Lord, looking at it. It's the devil himself. It's not even a picture of Jesus. God, like Mama said, God told them they don't have that picture of what Jesus looked like 2,000 years ago. But they do have his body over there in Allah's temple right now. Embalmed by the Egyptians and lost for 10,000 years in a special glass tube and can be seen. God had his body preserved because he knew they was going to put that big lie out about him. You understand? So one day even you will be able to go. Some of you won't still be convinced, but they got his body there. He can show you. He looks exactly where he looked when he died 2,000 years ago. There's no air going to get to the body in that glass tube. He said the body will last for another 8,000 years. See what a great armored burial that he had? Even on Pharaoh, as armed as he was given a special burial. Because just at the end, he confessed there was no God but Allah. Just before he died, when he was dying, his last words was, Allahu Akbar. Allah, you are the greatest. I thought I was God, but I bear witness you the greatest, Allah. Take a look over that sign over there. There is no God but Allah. Allah is the greatest. All of God's prophets knew this. So you know Pharaoh had his body mummified. Now who would look like the last and greatest messenger of God? He gets some little common burial over there in a segregated cemetery in Chicago. There are many devils in special tombs, vaults, right? Drawers up on top of the ground. And some of you think that God's last and greatest messenger would be buried. God wasn't alive his message to be disgraced like that. Let's put in the Holy Quran. He whom Allah befriends surely what? Is not disgraced. He's not going to be disgraced. But his enemies are going to be brought to naught. So Wallace goes off in all this old Arab thing, you know, in their traditions, giving the illusion that this is what Prophet Muhammad said, and this is what Allah said. It sounds interesting. It reads, it sounds so great when you read it, in other words. But it's only philosophy, theories. Is that clear? All this Arab philosophy comes under the heading of so-called Orthodox Islam. There's no such term in the Holy Quran as Orthodox Islam. This is Islam. I have perfected for you this day. Islam. Listen about no Orthodox Islam. Orthodox is a word the Arabs have coined. Is that clear? And so-called Orthodox Islam is divided into so many different sects with their own philosophy and their own customs and traditions over the years, until most of them don't even know what Prophet Muhammad said and what he did not say. They are divided into over 72 sects. The major sects or divisions of Orthodox Islam, when you ask about the Muslims, are being divided right now. They are the Sunnis, Ahmadiyya, the Sufis, the Hanifas, Shiites, and many others. Let me read to you what it says here in the Islamic dictionary on these various sects. It's very interesting because one day some men came in from the east to meet me down to the restaurant on Superior. They wanted to talk to me, you know, so I wondered why they ordered their meal. They said, we want you to sit down with us. I want to talk to you. We didn't come here to eat per se. We came here to talk to you. And he said, we've been traveling now for 60 to 90 days all over the East, meeting all the Muslims all over the eastern part of the world. And he said, we have discovered that 98% of them are not really following Prophet Muhammad of 1400 years ago, his real teaching. Think about this, 98% of them. And there's a handful are still adhering to what Prophet Muhammad really taught. He said, what we want to know from you is the true followers. He said, now you represent the true followers of Elijah Muhammad. I said, yes. He said, what we want to know, could the true followers, is there just a thin line between the true followers of Prophet Muhammad, meaning the Muslims of the East, and the true followers of Elijah Muhammad? Could we one day, could we come together? I said, yes. I said, one day we will come together. That's when you see the picture here. Elijah Muhammad is showing you a globe there with black men stretching across the globe, right? They weren't shaking hands with everybody. That's the true followers of Elijah Muhammad shaking hands with the true followers of Prophet Muhammad. Yes, we could come together. Is that clear? Has the same thing happened when he left?